Hello, superintendents, aspiring school leaders, and people just curious about a day in the life of a school superintendent. I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for joining me. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Carpenter, a proud school superintendent in my 7th year on the job. When I was hired at 35, I was the youngest superintendent in my state. Since then, I've led my district from low performing to nationally recognized. But let's be real, this job is tough. The average superintendent just lasts 3 years, and the role has never been more complex. I searched everywhere on YouTube looking for real advice on how to lead in today's high-pressure world, but I found virtually nothing. So I created this channel to provide validation, collaboration, and real-world strategies to help superintendents and aspiring leaders not just survive, but thrive. If you're new to the role, feeling stuck, or fighting for your career, this channel is for you. I'll share the lessons, systems, and leadership tactics that have worked for me, and together we'll build a community of strong, resilient leaders. Let's learn, grow, and make an impact. Welcome to Super Insights. Let's go. Today's Monday, which is President's Day, and a typical holiday for our families and our students enjoying a long weekend, as well as our employees who get an additional day just to take the time off to rest, relax, and recover. But the life of a superintendent in today's world is more of a 24/7 on-call notice. And even though it's a holiday, I just received a phone call from our local state representative for the state that I serve as a superintendent, and was asked to report down to the Capitol to testify for an up-and-coming big special education bill that has the opportunity to open more funding resources to serve some of our most vulnerable children. Testifying is such an important duty for a superintendent, and a lot of people don't understand that almost half of our role as superintendent is really externally facing and advocating for and lobbying for, and then sometimes even arguing for just additional resources for us to be able to operate our school districts in high level. And so first, I just want to say, if you're a superintendent, I strongly encourage you to participate in your state and local processes. I wish that I would have done this a whole lot earlier in my career. I was naive. I was a little bit self-conscious about, do I have the reputation? Do I have the clout to go down to the state capitol and advocate and rally for these types of, big initiatives? And being young and a rookie, I just didn't feel like I had, the experience, the status. I didn't know if my district was doing good enough things to be somebody who could, even represent at that table. And I will just tell you, if you're one of those people who are just unsure, I just really encourage you to put your name out there, put yourself out there. One of the things that states typically and school boards typically, when they evaluate their superintendent, lobbying, being in the know of up-and-coming national, state, and local trends, these are things that we get held accountable to, and your ability to participate in the process just really gives you evidence, and it makes you feel fulfilled and satisfied that you're doing your part on behalf of your community, and you're doing your job duties and responsibilities of what the executive board of directors did to hire you to be someone who could be an advocate for their school district or your school district is really such an essential service. What we're going down for today is in the state that I'm the superintendent of, they only fund special education up to 11% of the overall student population. Well, in the district that I serve, we serve 16% of our student population. And so in my school district, that means there are roughly 90 students that don't get adequate funding to serve and support the kids who need it most. And when you think about how tough it is across the United States to find occupational therapists, school psychologists, paraeducators, speech language pathologists, that's a super competitive field in public education, and we're all required to raise base salaries. We're all required to give stipends and give additional bonuses just to hire these very specific specialists inside all of our organizations. And so when you think about an 11% cap, it makes it extremely difficult for us to hire and keep the right people who best can serve our most vulnerable student populations. If you have a state that has a law very similar to that, put that in the chat. I'd like to know what other states do, because that, one, could help me lobby, but two, we all have just unique and different experiences based on the states that we serve. And I know some states don't have any caps at all, while some states just fund students served in special education differently. Here are 3 tips of how to successfully testify at your state legislature. First, make sure that your speech or testimony is 2 minutes or less. Have a very thought out plan and agenda and deliver that with smoothness and confidence. 2, make sure that you tell your school district story. This is an opportunity for elected officials from all over your state, most of whom also have school districts just like you inside their representation area. Tell your story, make sure that your story is aligned to what that bill and initiative is, and do your best to articulate your community's needs and why you're advocating for them. And third, just present with confidence and with a smile on your face. People are listening, you're doing good work, and every little bit of advocacy helps towards accomplishing what your community and what your children need. I hope this is helpful to you. I'm testifying today because serving the whole child is becoming increasingly complex and costly. Since all of our students are included in the general education classrooms, our base ADM allocation funds are dedicated to general education teachers who serve them daily with a mindfulness in class size. The additional special education weighting is used to hire paraeducators, occupational therapists, and other folks that are extremely difficult to find, particularly in the rural setting. Those shortages have led to a competitive hiring environment requiring school districts to raise base salaries, offer bonuses, and stipends to attract and retain these critical professionals.
Thank you, Dr. Carpenter. I really appreciate your testimony and how much you've been engaged on this topic over the last few years as we've had our discussions.
Yeah.
So I really want to appreciate the work you're doing in your district and the focus you've had on this.
Well, just got done testifying, and I've got to tell you, what an exhilarating experience. There is many things in the job of the superintendent that is so fulfilling, satisfying, and just makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. And testifying at your state legislator is certainly one of those. It's such an honor to be able to tell my district story, to advocate for things that you know is going to change lives, and ultimately just be a part of a really special process of just knowing that your words and your voice continues to make an impact. I just love that experience. I encourage all of you to be a part of some type of process that way, either if you're talking to your local city, municipality, or to the state legislature. All of those are great advocacies for your school district, but most importantly, you're doing what you were hired to do, and that is truly lobby for your school district and your community. What a cool experience.